Hello? Hello. My name is Majestic Tillman, and I live at 611 North Pearl Street. And honestly, when I felt like I heard the verdict, I was very upset. The verdict itself made me upset, but what also made me upset was the reaction. Especially when it came to my people and white people. White people made the assumption that it wasn't about race, and I feel like, how can you say that when you don't face racism on a daily basis? If you have white privilege and we don't. We sit there and we have to deal with so much more than you do, and for you to sit there and say, oh, it's not about race, how would you know? You're not our color, you're not black, you're not Hispanic, you're not a minority, so how can you say that?
Right.
And I also felt like as black people, when Trayvon's best friend was coming up to speak, the first thing that black people said is that she looked like Medea. And it was just straight disrespect all around the board instead of supporting her. And I feel like you can't do that. We can't sit here and scream that people, you can't sit here and scream that you want justice and you want equality, but when somebody steps up to the plate and tries to fight for that equality, you disrespect her. I don't feel like you should do that. I just feel like in general, if we as a people, as African Americans and minorities are gonna come together, we need to come together. You can't differentiate everything just because she was different, just because she wasn't talking a certain way, just because she wasn't acting a certain way, you cast it to the side. I don't feel like that's right. If you want change, you have to, when you see change, you can't disregard it, you can't cast it to the side, you have to embrace it. And I feel like that's why a lot of African Americans don't branch out in media or any other thing. They feel like they have to be athletes or anything else, and they don't. They can be different, but it starts with your community. If you're not being embraced for being different in your community, you're not gonna wanna set out and you're not gonna wanna go out and do something different. And that's kind of how I felt.
Thank you.
Victorio.